Welcome back to this, already the final segment of today's Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. I'm chatting with Sigmund Kramer and talking about some of the stories that are out there. If you're in Texas, and I would think in other parts of the country as well, but here in Texas, Bluebell's kind of an institution. It's pretty major. It's pretty important.
Bluebell.
And I remember, I had a lot of friends in college when I at Abilene Christian who came from Houston, and they immediately told me about this phenomenon called Bluebell that had virtually no presence outside of Houston, really, in the Southeast Texas region, and so couldn't wait for it to get to other parts of the country. And I would imagine it still has a minimal footprint up north. I don't know.
It's not sold nationwide. It's only in certain regions, just like every other creamery.
Right.
Because there's logistics issues trying to, transport ice cream from one state to another can be tricky. That's why they have a place in Alabama. That's why they have a place here. You'll find regional ice cream all over the country, and very few that are big enough to have nationwide distribution.
Yeah, absolutely. And so anyway, it feels like it did back in those old days. And boy, I can't wait till he gets here. Well, we're all feeling that again. And even those here in his home spot, which is here in Houston, even though they're actually north of Houston, this is where they sell more ice cream, I bet, anywhere nationwide.
Probably in the Houston Metroplex, yeah.
I would think. So a lot of great anticipation. I got to tell you, I'm a long-term fan. Love their vanilla. I'm a huge homemade vanilla fan. Mm-hmm. I still have a lot of concern about the whole what they knew and when they knew it. The old Watergate question we've been asking since Howard Baker asked it for the first time back in Watergate. What did you know and when did you know it?
Well, I think that if we looked at Hillary Clinton's emails, all of them, we might find an answer to just how long Bluebell knew about the problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good reason for us to really drill down into her email server. I put up a post a couple of days ago when Bluebell hit the shelves again, August 31st, a momentous day for Houston. I put up a picture of a guy delivering in the Bluebell delivery truck to a Walgreens, and it said, I'm chronicling the arrival of humanitarian aid.
Yeah.
And it got so many hits, several hundred hits, and likes, I should say, because, to Houston, Bluebell is kind of a hometown institution, at least to Texans, but especially it seems because Brenham is so close that it really is kind of a hometown treat. And it's been around for a long time, and a lot of people love it. Since I've lived so many places in my life, I'm really not that big of a fan of it. I'm not that enamored.
You're just too worldly to be.
Well, I've had ice cream from all over the country, and I'll tell you, Bluebell. I mean, it's okay, it's good. It's just not the best, and not that I've had. So
it's the stuff you're making in your garage next to your still.
No,
that's the best.
No, that is not the best.
Yeah,
but
unless you put into stuff that is in distill in it, then it changes everything.
I think that the best ice cream I've ever had has been local creamery up in New York. Didn't sell in stores. They had their own store. That was it. That stuff was amazing.
Yeah. See, I'm going to cheat entirely and say that my favorite ice cream isn't even ice cream. It's frozen custard.
Yeah.
I love frozen custard.
Yeah. But it's
grew up in the Midwest.
That's
the
they opened a Freddy's frozen custard.
They're all over the place now.
They opened one up literally right across from my neighborhood. I've only been there once. I didn't like their burgers, so I probably won't go back. They were crazy. They were paper thin and they were crispy.
Yeah, and they're very expensive.
Yeah, and I just thought, no thanks. I prefer Steak and Shake.
Let me tell you, their ice cream their frozen custard is really good.
Yeah.
There's another one off of Fry Road that has extremely good frozen custards on the north side of Fry Road. Very, very good. Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to probably get some hate email because of this, but I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned about the really the ethics of the situation, and I think it's interesting how the story, went around for a long time about what people knew and when, and now no one's talking about it at all.
No, because now they've got ice cream to eat, so they're not thinking about it. They're just happy they've got their ice cream. And Felicia Cravens posted some stuff about how she was staking out her local Kroger or whatever to get her fix of Bluebell, and she ate it, and she posted like every few minutes she'd post, 55 minutes out, I'm still alive, kind of a deal. So there's kind of a gallows humor behind it, but there is absolutely a fervor for Bluebell here in Texas, and good for them. I hope that they survive. I hope that they do well, but I hope that they never let something like this happen again, because people literally died.
Literally died. I mean, and I was amazed to hear some Bluebell supporters saying, well, they were really old and really sick anyway. Did you see those news clips?
I mean, I'm
it's
like, not just that.
And you got to think that's got to be a product of editing, because that guy sure came across really callous.
Well, there are a lot of people. No, Kevin, there were people yesterday that I saw posting on Facebook that were saying things like, listeria is in everything. It's in the dirt. It's in everything, and only the people who are really sick, infirm, or really old are at risk. And it was blown way out of proportion. People died. They ate ice cream and they died.
And
that's
there's a high likelihood they would not have died if they had eaten ice cream.
That's right.
It's a very high likelihood, or at least not that week and not that day. And they wouldn't have connected it to listeria.
That's correct. If you have a listeria outbreak and many people are sick or dying because of it, it's a problem. And if Bluebell knew that they had listeria bacteria even back in like 2008 or something ridiculous like that, and they didn't do what they needed to do back then, that's a problem. Marvin Zindler made a career of the slime in the ass machine. Well, this is like slime in the ice cream machine, and it's a big problem.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely a big problem. I didn't have any intention to spend the entire segment on this, but, let me tell you, for our friends who listen all over the globe, thanks to USDailyReview.com and the other, social media things we do, ice cream's a big deal here in Texas. It's just a couple of notches below barbecue. And so quality ice cream, and people just love their Bluebell here. And so to not talk about it would be just really poor form on my part.
Well, and there is business involved in it.
There is. Certainly.
There's definitely a price of business involved with having a listeria outbreak that kills half a dozen or more people.
That's exactly right.
And they literally had to recall every single product from every single store everywhere.
Frozen bars to everything. It was incredible.
The fact that they are even still around right now is a testament to how much Texans love their Bluebell.
Well, they had to have a knight in shining armor to make that happen. They gave up a lot of ownership of their business because an outside investor had to come and save them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, an outside investor had to come and rescue him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. I can't remember, but
was it Donald Trump?
Because literally millions. He's smart enough to do that, and to do that to win a bunch of Texas support.
No, but he'd already get. You know what he should have done? He should find
ice cream.
He should find a company that's failing in like New York or California, and let's like a New York institution or like a California institution, and go in and save them and see how much support it buys them.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, when we come back tomorrow, we're going to have much more for you. I do want to remind you the show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com. Plus, the best content here can be found over there at USDataReview.com. Have a great day. Spend it wisely right here on this station.